stop neglecting your own basic needs. This is about people pleasing, right? So we're going to stop neglecting. We're neglecting our own basic needs by giving other people the things we crave. This is why I love running so much. I go for my run, and then I halfway through the run I stop and I do this because the source talks to me. It gives me answers to problems that sometimes I didn't know were problems, or things that I just couldn't wrap my head around when I would try to problem solve them sitting and just letting them fester, because I was visualizing these things like, why was this happening to me? Why does it always go on like this? So for me, I throughout my whole life, I would do these things where I would put myself in a position where people had to like rescue me, right? And then it became I was constantly rescuing people. So with people having to rescue me, I was like I would go on these benders, right? And to where my life was literally like I got people who were in my life that they just think it's hilarious when I would say this. Like, my life's in shambles. My life would be in shambles. I'd lose my job. I'd be financially ruined, socially just cast out. Like, everything about me, my whole life was just down the gutter. And I would need to be rescued. And it was because I hope this flying on my motherfucking lens. It was because I needed to rescue myself from myself, because I didn't know then, but I'm realizing now my ego was so big, it was draining me, pulling me down, pulling me off my purpose. So I would get, so whenever, like, I was like 2 or 3 years clean and sober through a 12-step program, and I still was empty on the inside. And I've said this before, like, my sobriety then was completely dependent on a group of other sober people and the identity of sobriety. And that's not the case now. I'm lone wolf right now, and I have been for a while. And me being clean and sober is just a result of me listening to the call every day and following suit. So I would rescue this girl I was dating all the time. She was constantly getting just drinking was ruining all of her past relationships. It was ruining our relationship. One time she got arrested, right? She had a lot of run-ins with the law, which is crazy. Like, and so like she calls me, and we're constantly on and off, splitting up, shit like that. So she calls me. I end up going to pick her up and stuff. I go rescue her, right? And she's all beat the fuck up. Like, the police beat the shit out of her, because just how she was. At least she was like that with me when she was drunk. She'd get drunk. She'd be all lovey dovey for the first couple drinks, and then just be evil, pure fucking evil. So anyway, she gets hemmed up, and I needed to save myself, and I didn't know it. It was a need that I was neglecting, and I was people pleasing. So I was doing it for her because I want it reciprocated to me. Because that's honestly, that's how men work. Men will treat you the way they want to be treated, right? Uh, and we really can't go about that. Now I show people, I have my own self-respect, and the way I move in the world, I show you how you can treat. You know what I mean? Like, I draw boundaries quick. So I rescue her. She's beat the shit up because, like I said earlier, I don't know if I cut this part out yet or not, but yeah, when she would get drunk, she would just get mean, and I'm sure mean and just woo, yeah. So like, I'm sure she was definitely putting up a fight when she got arrested, because she was all bruised up. So I pick her up from 33rd, and uh, I'm like, "What's up? What do you need?" Da da da, this and that, and we're like on a little break right then and there, because we're constantly on and on. Because I was constantly calling her to. I was trying to align her to her better self, but she had no desires, no intentions to be her better self. She was happy and comfortable with her style of way of life, and that's good for her. It just wasn't working for me, and it was tearing our relationship apart. So anyways, I'm like rescuing her all the time. Like, I take her to, like, whatever, I think it was Ulta or one of those makeup stores, get her all this makeup she needs, because she's needs makeup and stuff to cover up all these bruises and scratches and stuff from the police. And dude, I don't know how many, the whole relationship revolved around, I went from me needing to be rescued to me straightening out my life to me finding someone I could rescue all the time. Still never showing up for myself, rescuing myself from my ego. And that's what I do now. I get up in the morning and I'm in full ego. I go, oh, I'm tired. Oh, if I, you know, man, I don't have to, I'm up. 12 to 14 hours before I need to be at work. Why would, I start thinking and I'm like, nope, 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 nope. I got to shut it down real quick, rescue myself from that thinking and those feelings. That's just how I am, man. I'll find any excuse not to do the right thing for me because I'll find any excuse to stay comfortable, really. And I think a lot of people are like that. Um, but, and what it really is like a lot of people in my life, like a girl at work the other day is like, you have so much energy. Like, I really do always have energy. Like, sitting down, watching TV, being content, complacent, those things are even more uncomfortable than running 6 miles and doing 100 burpees. That is more comfortable for me, or having my plate so full that there's no way I can get all these things done. And it's literally no way I can do it all by myself, but I'll still go for it. Go, 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 go. That's more comfortable for me than going out and watching the game. Like, I know people like sports and stuff, that sense of community, that just ain't for me. I ain't with that shit. I don't feel like I did any work for that team to win. Like, I don't like that we shit. I like that we shit when, like this, but I'm not with that like, oh, we won the game. Like, bro, I sat back and if I knocked a few back, how did I help anybody win a game? And that's more bitterness and resentment too, probably because I feel isolated because I just don't move like that, man. I've always been a more creative, like I was into extreme sports and stuff like that too. Like that was more individual sports. That's more stuff I was into. Um and it's wild. Like, I want to get back to what I was saying about, we got to stop people pleasing. And you probably already know you're a pleaser and you don't know why. And the things you're giving to other people, the love you're giving to other people, the resources, the opportunities you're giving to other people are what your conscious, your higher self needs from you. It's the actions, it's the love, it's the affection that you are depriving yourself and you're giving it to everyone else. That's why you're people pleasing. You don't feel enough. It has nothing to do with a childhood trauma. It has nothing to do with being neglected. It has nothing to do with a bad relationship. It has nothing to do with those things. It has to do with you. Everything in the world is a reflection of you. Everything in your world is a reflection of you, good and bad. Isn't it beautiful? So, like, now this is a new part of my journey where I'm like, okay, that love and support I always wanted, I always needed, I always craved, like, I'm doing that for myself now. And like, I am a YouTuber. That's I wake up and I tell myself that every day, because that's really what I've always wanted to do, is be a YouTuber. That and like hitchhike, ride the ride the trains like a hobo. Like, and I probably will one day. I probably will make a documentary where I hitchhike across North America and ride the rails. Because those are really, and they're incorporated. So take a step back and look at where you're showing up for other people and you're not showing up for yourself. Sometimes we got to write it down. Sometimes if we go for a run or a hard workout, it'll come to us. But usually talking it out doesn't, at least in my experience, talking it out with somebody, because they're trying to solve your problem for you as if they were them, as if they were in your shoes. They're not you. They don't know. They don't have the same, they're not moving from the same energy and vibration you are at all times. Only you can solve the problem. That's why I don't believe in therapy. I don't believe in going and talking it out. I'm sure, I know it seems like I'm not talking it out here. I'm here telling you what I learned from going in. That's what's going on here. We don't have a dialogue going. I'm telling you, hey, look what I just found. Look what showed up for me. Look what I just discovered. Look what happened for me on this adventure. It can happen for you too. I want it to happen for you too. That's why I'm sharing it. And I don't ever want to have to come back to a place where I don't feel good about myself or what I'm doing for the world or the people around me or anything like that. So I want to be able to have something I can go back to, which is me. I can go back to me on these videos, or I can just physically do it or internally do it in the physical present moment. And if I can't do it then, I can always turn to YouTube and look at my old videos of me operating at a higher frequency and go, oh yeah, that's how I move. I ain't living like that no more. I ain't waiting around. What's the point? Get out there and give it, baby. Create or conform.